What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of my GTNH series. I've tried a series like this before, and I just didn't get too far. But with the what do you call it? The 2.9 beta, early game got a lot more playable. I think from a average Joe perspective. As you can see here, clearly I haven't just started this world. If you want to know how I got here, all that kind of stuff, I did put out a 1 year in GTNH video before this, so you can check that out. And I kind of wanted to get through all that just to see if I could continue with this world, just from a burnout playing perspective. But yeah, so this is technically going to be my first episode where, in terms of playtime or in-game time, in Minecraft time, we're over a year in. It's like a year and a month or maybe or something. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at now, and we'll just kind of get in the episode. Again, if you want to like know more about it, check out the episode before this. But yeah, so what I'm going to do today, or attempt to do today at least, is get us our benzene set up. So if we come down here, I have our benzene and byproduct dungeon down here that I was carving out. So down here I have it set up. So what I'm thinking I want to do down here is make a dual pyrolyze oven, because that's what we can support. So what I'm thinking is probably do a quad and then maybe do 5, but 5 would be for strictly to get our nitrogen to fuel the quads. So I think even with nitrogen, maybe I'll do a dual and then have one for nitrogen. So maybe we'll go for 3 instead of a quad right now, but we'll leave a space for a quad. Yeah, so that's that. And let me start collecting materials. It's been like a week or two since I played, so I kind of have to remember where I'm at. But yeah, I think where I was at was trying to get in some Ender IO stuff, because I want the conduits, because that's going to make moving things down here much easier. So that's kind of what I want to get into. So that's where we're at. And I don't remember. I think I was at the stage of trying to get some, this raw silicon dust. That's kind of a pain in my ass right now. Not gonna lie. So I think right now this is probably my best bet is magnesium and silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide is just glass. You can get from glass. I think it's centrifusion glass dust. Yeah. So that's not too bad. I can get that pretty easy. And then magnesium dust. That's not too hard. I don't remember. Asbestos, I think, is how I got it last time. So I'll have to look into that. But yeah, so I'm going to collect those materials, and we'll get some pulsating. I really want the pulsating iron, because that's how you make that item conduits, I'm pretty sure. Item conduits. Let's see, where are you? Right here, item conduit is, yeah, the multi-polyethylene I'm also gonna have to get. I just need that just in general, so we need to get some for that as well. But yeah, for now I think it's gonna be this. Oh, and then I don't remember if I showed it in my world tour episode, but over here is how we're going to power or we'll feed our benzene, our pyrolyzed oven. Can I reach in from here? No. Okay, whatever. These are all max stat oak bonsais. And then from here, I do have an advanced crop manager. They don't need fertilizer or anything, because these are all maxed out anyway. You don't need the poisonous brew either, because they're all filled in crop sticks. Like if you were trying to like propagate things or crossbreed, then you need the Weed X. But for now, I don't need it. It's filled up with everything just because we have nowhere to put things. Over here was my initially where I started storing it, but we'll store oak logs over there. Because as of right now, I have no way of pulling out the logs fast enough. So I do think there was, yeah, so we need the molten polyethylene also, because we need the filter conveyor cover, because as I understand, this does not have a limit on how many items can get pulled out. It's like a stack a second or something, compared to the MV conveyor, which is on there now. Is 1 stack every 5 seconds, and that's just not even close to fast enough for this thing. So yeah, we have brass item pipes on there. I don't know how much it moves. It moves 1 stack a second. Okay, so yeah, we need to get that as well. Actually, instead of the asbestos, I think I'm gonna go with the magnesite ore. I think this should be in here somewhere. Got our prospectors. Let's see if we have any magnesite ore veins as such in here. We have magnesite right here. It should be right over here. I forgot how fast I got my hammer. This is so nice. So nice. I'm also, one thing I've noticed as I've been playing is that these steam grinders are the bane of my existence. Like, yes, they are much better than like an MV macerator or something. It's much faster. However, they still just take forever. So what I'm thinking about doing while I'm waiting for all this stuff is getting the materials needed to upgrade this to tier 2, which really isn't that bad. Steel frame box, the gear casing. Yeah, with all this, it's really not bad. I just need to do the math on it. So it's going to be 17 times 6 times 2 for the steel plates. Plus 17 times 6 times 2 for steel plates. Don't need it for that. This is going to be 8. So 17 times 6 times 2. I think is what I said. Which comes out to 212 plates. Which, how many do we have just chilling? The answer to that is none. There's no way I have none, right? We actually have none. I have 3. Must have been using them all or something. Which means we need about 3.1 stacks. So we'll go ahead and just get ourselves 4 stacks. We have the stacks for it, and we're going to need the plates at some point, and we might as well get the bending machine underway. Slap those in there. That's going to take about 6 to 7 business years to do, but we'll get to it. And while that's getting to it, we're also going to slap these in the lathe, get ourselves another stack of rods. I was out here trying to collect some more steel in our 11 BBFs, and turns out that we're out of coal coke, which actually took quite a while. I did a pretty big mining trip. We only got like almost not even 2 stacks. So we might need to do something about that, but I'm also at a point to where steel isn't that hard for me to get. I don't think we have to use the BBFs anymore. So I'll probably, once we get the power set up, I'll probably go for that steel route, or I'll just go for the steel. I'm pretty sure, I think they changed it in the beta recently from the, you can't macerate the chainmail armor anymore for dust, but I think you can just directly smelt or directly arc furnace. Here, let me see what I can do with chainmail actually. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but chainmail macerate into steel dust, or you can arc furnace it directly into steel ingots, which is probably what I'll do. It's 7 seconds, 5.6. You gotta smelt that stuff anyway. So yeah, it's an LV recipe, yeah. So we'll definitely just be shoving our chainmail into there, because I'm gonna go with a mob farm for that stuff, which is gonna get us a whole bunch of goodies. So that's just a side note, but definitely not a today thing either. Just something I wanted to bring up. So while we wait on everything to kind of process the plates, the maceration, and all that for these things, I'm trying to mass produce at least the pulsating. I'm gonna look into the molten polyethylene. For that, we need oxygen, which is easy enough to get. Once I get the pyrolyzed oven set up, we're gonna have a lot of oxygen. Right now, we don't have too much. We'll have to get it from compressed air, which is fine. But so the ethylene is where things kind of gets a little weird. Just because we don't really have a setup for anything. So that's kind of the weird thing. We could get oil, I guess, and do all that, but I'll need to see how I actually want to get ethylene. I actually decided we're going to look into that a little bit later, just because there's a whole setup for that I'll probably do next episode or something, but I have a plan for that. But where are we at with this, dude? This is taking forever. The flint dust, the quartz sand. Now we need to make all this glass dust. I'm also not sure I'm cut out to make GTNH videos because I get sidetracked so easily. Hey, our steel plates. They're done. We have enough steel rods for that. So back on this though for a second, we need 8 per, but we really need 8, so we need 16 minus a middle pair, which is going to be 2, 4, so we need 12, I think, in total, because they'll be wall sharing. Alright, as I was making the dust, I have some electrical steel dust. We're going to be using all this, and we have quite a bit of oxygen, because I found out, well, I figured out, not, I guess I didn't figure it out, but I noticed to make the, where is it, the raw silicon dust is pretty easy. Honestly, you gotta get a little bit of magnesia dust, which is in here. So it's magnesium now. But to make this, you can put this in an electrolyzer. Yeah, the magnesia dust, it pretty much just recycles itself constantly, because you get the magnesia dust, you can put it in here, so it's a 2 to a 4, so it duplicates itself, then it goes back down to 1. So as long as you get at least 2 magnesium dust, you can constantly recycle it, get the oxygen out. The only thing you will lose is silicon dioxide, but I mean, that's glass dust, so it's extremely easy to make. So cool loop if you don't know about it. And then to make this, we're going to put it in our blast furnace. There's 2 recipes for this, one with oxygen, one without. One takes twice the amount of time and twice the amount of power. Luckily, we do have a lot of oxygen from recycling that stuff earlier, so that's one way to get a lot of oxygen as well, or to pull it out of your glass dust. Although I'm sure if you try to pull it out of the glass dust another way, you could probably do it. There's probably an easier way to pull the oxygen out, to be honest. Is there like a separator or something? I don't know. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but for now, that's what I have. So what we'll do is go ahead and toss input hatch. Yeah, we'll fill it up with oxygen for now. And then from here, we can go ahead and just toss in our electrical steel. I think this was from when I was making aluminum quite a while ago. Then I'll kick on, and we will get ourselves, 2 minutes each. I think our steam production should be able to hold this. So I don't think it takes that much, honestly. But yeah, I'll let that run. And then while that's working, I'll finish up mixing up the rest of it and smelting that all down. All right, then another change of plans. While that's happening, while we're mixing up all of our conductive stuff, to get these plates, we're actually going to need, I forgot, we have to get molten polyethylene, and it's going to unlock so much for us. So what I want to do is get a good setup for this going, because molten polyethylene is going to do so much to unlock cheaper recipes, unlock recipes just in general. It's going to be super helpful, so we might as well get that process going now. And we'll have plenty of time, because each one of these pulsating irons in here takes 80 seconds, even with oxygen. We have a whole stack, so that's going to be well over an hour for that to do anything. I don't think there's another way for me to get it either, so this is my one way of getting it. We can't overclock it yet either, just because we don't have... I don't think I could make this, can I? Absolutely the fuck not. Yeah, then Aquata is a bottleneck for us. And I assume this is... I don't know. No reason to even look at that. So let's get into our setup. And I think one great way to get a lot of the polyethylene is going to be to utilize our infernal oil over there. We have an oil spout right next to us. We might as well make use of it. Alright, I have our little path over here. Oh, bam! I missed. Oh my god, you can't hide under there. I see you. You're dead. You're dead. Give me the XP. So what we need to do... right now everything's pretty much set up. I have 2 long distance fluid pipes set up. Essentially, let's see if this works real quick. I've been trying to like control it so the fire doesn't start right here. So there's a little bit of like infrastructure I put below this trying to keep the fire out. Seems to be working. We have the mining pipes in here. Might need a couple more mining pipes, to be honest. But we have our basic steam turbine here, which has... This will be the one for steam, the long distance fluid pipe. That's going to come over for steam. Just in case we upgrade this with more steam, then we have this already set up at some point if we need to. So this is going to go... It's directly going in directly into our basic pump here. This is connected to here. We have a fluid pump, like an electric pump on this side going into here. So it's not connected. Interesting. I don't like that. I'm not sure how these work, but right now it's set up in a way that should just go to our base. I don't know why it's not. Pipeline side, facing south. So it's facing this way. Should we face this way? Facing north, not connected. Why are you not connected though? Pipeline input, facing east, facing north, not connected. Why? Anyway, well, we'll have a test run actually, because we have another pipeline connector here that we need to connect our steam to. So the steam, I'm just gonna hook into the steam that's already coming over here. So I just put this over here. We should be able to come in here at some point. I'm not sure I'm gonna get into here. But anyway, our as you can see, our oil should come in through here. I have it set up to come all the way through here. This is on the output side, but it's not connected. This is not the pipeline input. I had this set to output. So I don't know what's up with this. Pipeline input. Like these arrows were facing out. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. But I'll try and look into it. And I could be completely wrong about this, so I'm just going to go to our service tunnel thing I have down here. This is set up for this, so we should have it set up to be facing here. Here, push into this. Pipeline side not connected, facing up. It looks like it's on the input side, but it doesn't look like it is. Pushing into it, but it's just not holding anything. So that's, I don't know what's going on. Do they have to be like directly across from each other or what? I figured it out. It was facing the wrong way. And it would seem that we are mining oil. However, is that oil... This seems to be facing south. Pipeline. Okay, so we are... I mean, we're getting oil. This is great. Great news. We have oil over here. Fantastic. This is going fantastically. And then you should just... Okay, the oil is not going in here. For why? Do I need to put an electric pump on here? Possibly. No. Pipeline inputs connected to outputs. I think this is the wrong way. So I don't want this to be the pipeline input. I need this. Where's my screwdriver? That needs to be the pipeline outputs. I got a couple extra of these. Don't really need them. I think it's this crowbar or the screwdriver to get that thing off. I don't know. I've never done this before. Screwdriver. Import allowed. Export allow input. Does that work? Negative. Okay, so I just... Okay, I take that off. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, so this is full. That's good. We are connected to output. This is the pipeline input. I don't want this to be the pipeline input. I want you to be the... I don't want you to be... Okay. I think I had it facing the wrong way, so now it's facing down, which means now I'm looking at the pipeline output. And if we back it up, this should be... We should be looking at the input, right? Pipeline input connected. Okay. And you should connect to the output. So let's see this. Pipeline side connected to input facing up. Wait, what? So yeah, we're connected to the input. We're facing up, which is weird. Do I need to make you face this way? Aha! Wrong direction. Okay, so now we're getting oil into here. And then if we go back... Where am I? Oh! Oil! I got it, guys. Don't worry. I'm not that stupid. Then I also remembered I can stack these for more storage, so I only need it for oil, so I'm just going to stack them both on top of each other, and now we can hold 96 liters, which is very good, very nice. So we'll fill this up with all the oil we can get. I think I'm also going to need to make some more mining pipes. Don't need this. This requires a wire mill. Are we being for real? An extruder on MB. Okay. Now that we have our oil in the base, what we're gonna need to do is actually let's check on our steam supply. It should be totally fine running that to MV or LV. That's ever so slightly concerning that we are running out of steam. Let me see. Was it because it was day or night? I mean, I'm gonna choose to believe that was the case. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, I had a bad feeling about this. We'll have to wait for the next night to come through, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just break and replace all these because they're down to their minimum output. We're only producing about a third of the steam we could be producing. So yeah. Next night I will break them and replace them, and then we'll essentially have 3 times the amount of steam. So yeah, it's running okay for now. We're not gonna run out today, I don't think, and if we do, I just wait till the other time anyway. But yeah, what was I doing? And we'll also be fine once we fill up our tank here. We don't really need 96 buckets of oil at one time, but I didn't want the cold tank in my inventory, so here it is. The next thing we need to do is make a distillery, actually. Distillery is going to be how we get our next thing. Let me think of how I want to do this. If I want to do this in LV or MV, we might as well do it in MV because we can. And then we'll instantly switch off to benzene power. Yeah, I think we just set this up in MV. And actually, since we can't technically support it right now, and I do want quite a bit of it, we're actually just gonna make it an LV for now. It'll be fine. So the first thing we need to do is run it through a distillery. Distillery is gonna go from oil on number 3 to sulfuric naphtha. I can't talk, but that's gonna be our first order of business, is to get some sulfuric naphtha going. Then in order to get the naphtha we need, I'll combine these together. We're going to need to run that sulfuric naphtha, which is what we get from our distillery, combine with some hydrogen in a chemical reactor, and that will get us our naphtha and our hydrogen sulfide cell. I don't think we need this, but it looks like we can at least recycle the hydrogen. These are 2 hydrogen cells. We had H2 here, so we should be able to recycle it off. If this process started, we get our 2 hydrogen cells and be done with it and just recycle them. It looks like we can do that. So to pull that out, we just need to electrolyze it. Oh, it's an MV process though, which is fine. I mean, yeah, I'm going to do that because I don't really want to get hydrogen in any other way. So we can electrolyze a whole bunch of things, but then it just gets messy and not renewable. So some things we'll do with MV, some things we'll do with LV. So we'll stick to LV unless we need MV in this case. We do need it to recycle this hydrogen, so I will be doing that. It seems as though we have run out of steam. I don't even know what would be eating the steam. We're not running anything. I guess I'm running some machines back here, but you know what's probably eating the steam? This guy. Not even. No, I'm sure we'll get the steam back. I broke and replaced all of our solar panels, so, or solar boilers, so we should, yeah, we're already coming back online. Okay, now that we have our electrolyzer here, I'll get it all powered up, but like, it's just, you know, kind of explaining the thought process here. We go from here, so we get sulfuric naphtha out of this, oil sulfuric naphtha, then sulfuric naphtha to the naphtha by injecting it with hydrogen cells. Then we can get the advanced electrolyzer so that we can put this hydrogen sulfide cell that we're going to get. This again comes from the chemical reacting. What was it? So the naphtha takes hydrogen, this, yeah, that. Okay. Once we get our naphtha, we're going to throw it into a chemical reactor again, with a steam cell. And that's going to give us severely steam cracked naphtha. And then with that, we're going to throw it into a distillery for now. Eventually, once we get to a distillation tower, how much is a distillation tower? Because I would hate to throw all these other things away. Because they give me quite a bit of other gases that I would love to have access to, like a fuckload of hydrogen, for example. How hard is this to make? Oh, it's an HV machine. Okay, so that's gonna be a no for now. So we'll get the ethylene, which ethylene is just gonna come from distilling our severely steam cracked naphtha with in a distillery. We'll get tiny amounts of carbon dust. We'll probably just trash them, honestly. Yeah, so we get our ethylene, and then with our ethylene, we will put that into a... Where was it? This one. So we can put it into a chemical reactor with compressed air. And that will get us our molten polyethylene. So it'll be a completely self-contained loop, provided we keep supplying oil, which we have a lot of out there, so that'll be fine. Alright, I was able to grab some steam from our main steam pipe that's powering our... That's not good. That's horrendous. What was that? What was that? Alright, let's sleep so we can... What? I didn't do anything. Nothing's blown up that I know of. I have a sneaking suspicion it's got something to do with... Nothing's blown up. We're all good in here. Do we think it has something to do with the oil? It looks... Oh my god. It was my EBF? Don't tell me EBF blew up. No, it didn't. Okay, no steam. I don't know why it doesn't have any steam. Yep, it was our oil machine that blew up for some reason. It was all covered. I'm confused on that. Alright, I've repaired, aka restored a backup of the world, and got our stuff back down over here. And we are starting the process a little bit. We do have a pumping things into our distillery, which is making us sulfuric naphtha. From here, we need to get our hydrogen, which is just, again, we just need 2 hydrogen to kickstart this thing, and then we don't have to worry about it again. It can just keep getting recycled, essentially. So what I need to do to get hydrogen, I was thinking, is centrifuging some brown limonite dust or yellow limonites. Those are our 2 best bets, although I'm not really sure. Let me see. So let's get this. Let's limonites. Thank you. Do we have any? Yeah, we do. I think it was 2. We'll go. Well, I mean, definitely wasn't 5. It's either 2 or 4. I don't remember. So we'll go ahead and slap this in here. Get that going. And then another thing we're gonna need is a lot of steam. And I can just come over and refill the steam whenever I need to. I'm not too worried about it right now. We can go ahead and grab some more steam out of here. While that gets us a stack of steam cells, we should be able to come over here. Should be done. Which one did you go to? Not this one. You went to... Oh, wait. It's going to be impure, isn't it? Limonite. There we go. We'll grab this one, and then we need to, once again, run it through. And then once it comes out this time, we'll be able to wash it, and we should have what we need. Here we have our impure. Go ahead, shove that in there. We should get this out pretty quickly, I would think. Pretty quickly, I would think. Are you done? And okay. The timing on that one was a little rough. Let's go ahead, grab ourselves some empty cells. And then I don't remember, what was it? Just 2? 4 to 2, so we should get 4, hydrogen out of this. We have a centrifuge, which I think actually needs to go in this one over here. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom. That should work. I think it should work. So it's not working for some reason. I think this is this set on the wrong input? Not enough fluid space. Oh. Can I grab that? Nope. Time to go get ourselves a plunger. Plunger's in here. What we'll do is go ahead, get that out of there, then this should run. There we go. So we get that out of there. I'm not really sure what else is 28 seconds for real. That's... well, I don't want the hydrogen coming out like that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. We'll get what we need. That means our steam should be pretty much filled at this point, I would think. Yeah. Stack of steam cells. Because I don't remember how much steam it needs. But we put the steam cells in here. We'll get this to auto outputs. Hopefully. And this needs the oxygen. Wait. No, the steam goes in here. This needs the hydrogen, which we should now have. Let's go ahead and grab this. Yeah, we have our 2 hydrogen, which is what we needed. I could have swore I was supposed to get more. I guess I misread that. I got the hydrogen and the oxygen confused. We have iron dust. I don't give a shit. That will stay in there for a while. So what we should be able to do is throw this in here. Okay, sulfuric. I think it needs... I know it needs more, actually. Yeah, we need 12 buckets of sulfuric naphtha, and we only have a little bit of that. This will just take time, and it doesn't really matter that much because, like in here, for example, it'll make 12 buckets of naphtha. 12 buckets of naphtha goes into the heavily... So the steam naphtha, get the severely steam cracked. It takes 1,000, so we'll get 12. What do you call it? Like 12. Oh, it's less. Anyway, we still get 12 recipes out of this, so that should be fine. Because then this goes into the distillery for some ethylene. We definitely, once we get into better, higher tiers, we'll get more out of this. But for now, it's fine. And the ethylene... How do I get the polyethylene? I'm already forgetting. It's just ethylene and compressed air, so that's easy. I don't think ethylene's really... We don't need ethylene for anything else. I'm almost positive. And even if we do, I don't really care right now. So we'll take this polyethylene, or this ethylene, and make polyethylene. So yeah. To get our polyethylene, we're going to need to shove this here, and then to get the molten polyethylene, we're going to be on circuit 1. And then we're just going to need compressed air. Compressed air is super easy to get. I'm forgetting how to do it right now, but it's... Yeah, so a compressor, steam squasher with an empty cell. So yeah, we can easily just go ahead and get a little bit of compressed air going. So let's go ahead and shove 0.9 in, that'll be fine. And we'll get some compressed air that way. All right, while I was setting things up, looks like we got our first batch of naphtha, which is now going over here, which was already steam cracked. So now we're going over to here, which should be into our severely steam cracked naphtha. Once we get another process of this done, we should be able to kick off this process, I believe. Yep, there we go. So this is now getting us a little bits of ethylene. So then ethylene should go directly out here. So now we have our first bit of ethylene. Then all we need to do is throw in some compressed air, and we should be good. So let's go over here and grab our compressed air. We got a little bit here. I will need to manually fill it up, but it's, you know, it's whatever. Not that big of a deal. We'll go into here, and then we'll have polyethylene. And for right now, I think I'm going to get some kind of tank going, but I'll also leave the polyethylene in here for now. Not that big of a deal, but we do want to build up quite a big amount of polyethylene. And this is essentially my first, like, automation, semi-automated chain I'm doing. Just because, I mean, polyethylene, to do this every time by hand would be super annoying. And I know we're going to need, I don't know, like I've never gotten this far in GTNH. I assume we're going to need a lot of polyethylene going forward for the foreseeable future, so we might as well automate this because that would be insanely annoying to do. So I think this is it. So now we need to get some way to pull out this hydrogen sulfide cell, put it in here, and then put our hydrogen back in there. So how do I want to do that? I guess I use conveyors. It's not that big of a deal. So what we'll do is throw a conveyor here, our pipe here, this here, which means this should go in here. The hydrogen sulfide cell is now getting processed auto-magically, and which gives us 2 hydrogen cells and sulfur dust. So what I think we need to do is slap another conveyor up top here. Probably get some kind of... Did I just spit out the hydrogen? Hang on a second. Did I just spit it all out? It did. Okay. What we need to do is get some kind of chest. So we need to use a better barrel or something. Then what we'll do is... I think this is probably our best approach. So it doesn't get like too full. We can at least store the sulfur for later. That's disgusting. Give me that back. What we'll do is this, that's better. We'll throw the sulfur in here like so. Get rid of that, close this back up, and then we should be able to come around like so. Put this in like there, and then now we should have a loop where I don't know how island pipes work. It might be like the first place I can go, I will. So let's go ahead and throw our hydrogen back. Then once this gets back up again, this is kind of our bottleneck right now, is this LV basic distillery. It's kind of slow, but it's our bottleneck. Our oil is on the bottleneck. This is going to be what holds up our entire process, which is fine. I mean, we got a decent amount of polyethylene from like one process. So I guess, as you can see here, we get almost, I mean, a little over 4.1 buckets per process, which is pretty good. I'm gonna need to find something to do with this tiny pile of carbon dust, though. For now, I guess we can store it. It's not gonna be that much. Like, we got 27, so it's gonna take 3 processes to get over the stack. We can store it for now. I'm not worried about it, to be honest. I don't know if we'll need it or not, and since I don't know, it's not gonna kill us, so just store it for now. And if we don't need it, I'll just void it out later. It's kind of how I'm thinking about this, so we'll do this, connect that. That shouldn't do anything just yet. Okay, I want to see if the auto output would automatically do it or not. We'll just get rid of this. Place you on. Don't spit everything out, please. Connect you there. And now, yep, Okay, so we're storing that, which means there should be nothing that jams up this system in terms of byproducts. We're just gonna need a lot more compressed air. And while we set up that entire line, I think this thing's been going for a while. We do have a lot of oxygen in here, which actually we need that. Yes, we need the oxygen. But we should have a stack of pulsating iron ingots, which is fantastic, because you know how far a stack of this gets us? Pretty far. And we can also make this conveyor export now, which is fantastic. That's a byproduct of this, but yep. We can easily make all this now. Fantastic, 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 fantastic. Item conduits. Where are you? Here you are. This is just going to take a small electron pipe and some molten polyethylene, but it's going to take an MV assembler, which we can steam power it for now. I'm pretty sure we can easily do this for now. The pulsating iron is the bender. It's still an LV recipe, which is nice, but it does take 3 seconds per plate, which isn't awful. And I know we're gonna want quite a few of these, so we'll go ahead on the bend train there. And I think the best thing about this setup, I'm sure there's other ways to get ethylene. I know you do like a sugarcane farm and all that, but I'm not sure how well it scales. I just looked up for ways to do it, and oil is a way. This is pretty compact for, at least I think it is. I'm not sure. Again, I've never done this before. It seems compact for what it is and how much we can get out of this. So, let's go ahead and make this. There's 2 ways to make this, but the molten polyethylene is the better way to do it. It's just easier. So we get a wire mill with a stack of fine steel wire. Do we have any? A stack of it? No, we do not, which is fine. But I'll go ahead and make this. And I think we should make 2 of these for now. I guess there's 1. Actually, I'm kidding, because we don't have the material to do that. How long does this take? 80 seconds. Okay. We'll let that go. We already have our pulsating plates. I think in terms of what else we're waiting for is not a lot. I really wanted this. I wanted multi-polyethylene, and we can make the item conduits, but we need electrum. So electrum, I'm pretty sure is easy. How much electrum do we have? We got a little bit. Small electrum plates. Is there an easy way to make this? That's going to be a 1-to-1. This is all 1-to-1. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just make plates out of all this. Not whatever that is. Got our item filter here, so we should be able to go ahead and craft one of these. I would think need 2 10 plates. Do we have any of those? Sure do. Should be able to toss all this in on a 1, and there you go. Now we should be able to replace our conveyor belt out there with this. By conveyor belt, I mean the other thing. Alright, we have this off. We should be able to slap that on. And then we got this back. I didn't bring a screwdriver. But whitelist mode. I don't need to change it to blacklist mode, but can I connect this first? So that we don't go just... Okay, so that instantly tried to move stuff. Filter cleared. Okay, so it's instantly trying to move whole stacks, which we can't do just yet. Get out of the way, dude. But now we can officially move 1 stack per second, which is great. Now we need to make a lot more electrum, and I actually don't have any gold. I guess we can do this for gold plates, but I don't want to... We just need a lot more gold, honestly, and I don't know... I have to go mining for gold. I haven't gone mining in so long, dude. I know it's kind of abrupt, but I think we'll end the episode here, just because it's getting a little bit longer. So to kind of recap what we've done, we've gotten a molten polyethylene line set up. We now have access to item conduits. I'm also going to make some between episodes, but we have what we need, the molten polyethylene and the pulsating iron plates as well. So that's all good. We're making the electrum now, so that'll be easy. And then, yeah. Next episode, we will get the pyrolyzed oven whole thing set up with the byproducts and all that, just to make the most of it and power our way to get into MV. Just as for... Oh, we have a quest. What was the quest? Oh. Hydrogen, apparently. In MV, we are nowhere. This is where we're at. So, I just kind of want to get the power set up, and then to get the power set up, I want to do other things. So, I think it's probably high time, once we have the pyrolyzed power set up, to actually start blasting through the rest of MV, which with our power we'll be able to do, as long as we also just set up the needed, you know, infrastructure and things, which we, with our power, our completely renewable auto power definitely will be. But yeah, I've already eaten this into the trash, and then this goes into the vending machine, and then I say goodbye.